All right, and let's go to, I think we have two left. Chaparral Yucca. This is one of my favorite right here. I located some yesterday as I was out looking around for them, and I just hit the jackpot because normally I only have 2 or 3 on my property, and I found over 100 yesterday. It was unbelievable. Take a look at this video. Okay, I found this forest of the Chaparral Yucca. I have never seen this many yuccas in one place at any blooming time. So there was a lot of rain. We had a lot of rain in November, December, and January. And this is the result. This is the crown jewel of the Chaparral. So let's take a look. I'm gonna just walk through this. Ow. Ow. Those stickers down there. Look how many there are. They're just like everywhere. Just starting to bloom here. And you can see the spiny leaves at the base as the green shaft points upward. And then as these flowers mature, and this has been pollinated, this fruit starts to develop. And you can see here's the flower, right? And the fruit's starting to develop, getting larger and larger. I took these from different stages. Took this picture here. And you get these little fruits, right? They look just like this. And it's pretty amazing what the local Indians would use this fruit for. And again, there's hundreds of these. Well, maybe on each one there might be 50 or 60 yuccas. 50 or 60 of the seed pods on each. Our Lord's Candle is another name for it, or the Lord's Candle, or the Chaparral Yucca, or the Whipple Yucca, or I think it scientifically is the Yucca whippleii. Alright, you can see some California buckwheat right here. And here is one where the flowers have matured into these seed pods. So let me grab one of these. So here we go, these little seed pods right here. And on these seed pods, the local Indians, with these seed pods, the local Indians, they would grab these, try to harvest them when they were green. So, because there's other things like insects and birds that want to eat them as well. So they'd collect those and then ripen them in the sun. And they could be eaten raw, but more than not, they would cook them over hot coals or boil them. And also they could skin them and then take the seeds out and make a paste and then kind of spread it out and dry it on grass mats, kind of like a yucca fruit roll-up. But also what they could do is they could rework those dried paste into like blocks or cakes, and then they could actually save them in a dry place so they could have food in the winter. And also, as the Indians would make these like blocks or cakes, they could also use those to barter with other tribes, kind of as a resource to trade between each other. Leaves from the bottom of the Chaparral Yucca. So look here, the very tip. See if we can zoom in on that. Pretty sharp. And it's a fleshy leaf. Very, very, very dense. And you can see the edges are really sharp. Like I think I could probably cut my skin with the edge of the leaf. And that thing is ridiculously sharp. And here's just some close-ups. You can see the lateral fibers that are in here. And I think I might mention somewhere else in the video where local Indians would soak these in water and then beat them with a wood beater and then take a little fiber out of there, and they would use that to sew up, make little blankets out of rabbit or deer skin. Here's some scale. Again, these leaves are about on average 2 to 3 feet long. We're only looking at about 12 inches or about 30 centimeters here. And here's the flower to scale. It's open. There's where the fruit develops from. And actually, these petals are edible. My son wasn't too impressed as my daughter eating. I always give her money to eat things. And so she said, Dad, it wasn't that bad. So I tried them yesterday. Not that bad. These petals are edible. There we go. Not too bad. Let's try another one. Local Indians had a lot of uses for the yucca plant. So starting down here, see the ends here? How crazy sharp that is. They would take these, cut these, and they would soak them in water and then beat them with wood beaters. And then they would get the fibers. And then the fibers, all the pulp would go away, and the fiber would connect to this needle-like structure right here. Right? And then they would sew together with rabbit fur, deer fur to make blankets and stuff. Also, this stalk right here contains a lot of sugar, carbohydrates. And so Indians in New Mexico and Mexico would ferment and make alcoholic drinks out of this. The roots also can be used as a primitive soap. Also, some of the roots, if you burn them carefully, they would take the ash and make a blue-black dye to tattoo their bodies with. And here is the petals of the bloom, flower, and they're drying up, and then you can see it's revealing the fruit, right? So that's the fruit that they would make the paste and cakes out of. So, what are the adaptations of the Chaparral yucca? Go ahead and pause the video, make all your observations, and then your predictions of its adaptations. All right, let's take a look at your response and see how it lines up with my response. So adaptations, there's pokey leaves to deter animals from eating the leaves for water. Obviously, they were stabbing me in the leg yesterday. Got some painful marks on my leg from tromping around there. And then the basal rosette leaf structure shades the other leaves. So down here, as they lay on top of each other, they're going to protect the other leaves from the intense sun. There is a heavy waxy coating on the leaves to minimize water loss, and it grows really, really, really fast, and then it dies pretty quick as well. So you can see here, this is a project we did with my kids. There just so happened to be a Chaparral yucca growing right next to our garage, and in 10 days, it grew from here, and 10 days later, right here. No exaggeration. This growth is unbelievable. So in 2012, my daughter, when she was younger, she's like, Dad, what is this plant? And I said, well, it's a Chaparral yucca. She goes, they're so pretty and cool. She goes, but they grow so high and so fast. So she began to ask questions. She's like, Dad, how does it grow so fast? And I go, I don't know. And I don't even know how fast it really grows. And I read up on it, and I could find some stuff in the scientific literature, but not that much. And so she embarked on this investigation, her and her brother, in May of 2012, 8 years ago. So again, first time we found one on our property, we measured, it was 55 centimeters, and then day 2 it was 70 centimeters. It grew 15 centimeters in one day. It's about 6 inches. And then day 3 it was 84. Day 4 was 99 centimeters. Day 5, 115. Just 5 days later. Day 6, 134. Day 7, 150. Day 10, 199 centimeters. They had to get on a ladder to make that measurement. Day 11, 11 and a half. Then they started measuring it like twice a day. They wanted to measure it at night. See, and then they discovered that it was growing slower during the night than in day because it wasn't photosynthesizing. Day 14, day 15, it's day 16, it's at 257 centimeters. Day 17, day 22, it's at 266 centimeters. Day 31, so it pretty much stopped growing. So it's at 266 centimeters, zero growth, but my daughter did lose her teeth in the process of this project. So it's pretty cool. It's one of their adaptations is they grow quickly to reproduce. And our last one, laurel leaf sumac. So you can take a look at the leaves here, and here's a video. So right here is laurel leaf sumac. Take a look at this. Alright, here's a bunch of laurel leaf sumac right here. Let's take a look here. I'm going to take one leaf off. See that? It's also known as the taco plant. Alright, next we've got laurel leaf sumac. It's really interesting here. And this, I think poison oak is related to this. And some people get a rash when they touch this stuff. It's in the sumac family. But take a look here. See how flat that leaf is? But when you're out in the sun, you saw that was a much different shape, like a taco. Sometimes people call this the taco plant. It's a couple more just still pictures for your sketches. Here's one to scale with the centimeters next to it. Here's the top part of the leaf, the underside of the leaf. So go ahead, make all your sketches, make sure they're detailed, and then your prediction of what its adaptation is to survive in the chaparral. This is our last one out of our 12 chaparral plants. Go ahead and pause the video. No, really, pause the video. Do the last one. You're almost there. All right, let's take a look at your responses. So it's got a waxy coating, very waxy, thick, waxy coating, and the leaves can change shape. It's pretty cool. The waxy leaf coating helps the moisture stay inside the plant, but these leaves can form the shape of a taco during the middle of the day to minimize the sun exposure. And then later in the evening at dusk, they'll just flatten out, open up again, and in the morning they'll be open as well. But when that sun is up, they're beating down in the most intense part of the day, they resume this taco shell shape to minimize that sun exposure. So there's some more laurel leaf sumac. You can see it right here. Quite a bit. Here, here, over here. What you'll notice, you take a look, sometimes it's called the taco plant. See this leaf, how it's like this? Normally in the evening, the leaf is like that, so it can have more sunlight to photosynthesize. But in the heat of the day, the leaves take on this taco shape. See that? Here. All right. So congratulations, you have finished 12 chaparral plants. Hopefully all those videos, I know it was long, I know there's a lot of material, but hopefully you're going to have a greater understanding and respect for our chaparral ecosystem that's in all of San Diego and all through California. It's very unique. Many naturalists call it the elfin forest. It's really cool. And it's got some special plants and animals. On our next lesson, we're going to get into the animals and food webs, food chains, and food pyramids. But I did come across some bonus material, so I wanted to share this with you. It's pretty cool. I made a huge discovery yesterday on my property that I never knew existed. Take a look. We're just making our way to find some other plants for you guys. It's hard to get through the chaparral. All right, there's some monkey flower. Oh my gosh. I have never seen a wood rat's nest this big. Take a look at this thing. I'm gonna try not to disturb it. There you go. Oh man, look at the size of this thing. Generation of wood rats probably lived in this thing. Look, let me try to get a crazier view. Do you guys see the thing? Okay, I'm gonna put my sunglasses on top of here. Oh my gosh. You can get a perspective. There's my sunglasses. Look how big this thing is. Thing is monstrous. Now look, it goes all the way over here. That thing is just massive. It's probably 3 feet tall. You see my sunglasses here. Yes, almost. I mean, I'm not 3 feet tall, but I mean, it was a little higher. Maybe it was 3.5 feet, but it was a lot of biomass in there. Probably a lot of wood rats living in there. All right, last, just for fun, let's go ahead and take a little quiz. Just see how well you do. Looking for patterns here. So go ahead and pause the video and let me know if you can identify every one of these leaves, from what chaparral plant it's from, and what its adaptation is. Go ahead and pause the video. All right, let's see how well you did. First one would be laurel leaf sumac. Second one would be Yorba Santa. Third one would be California live oak. Fourth one would be white sage. Fifth one would be Mission manzanita. Sixth one would be California buckwheat. And last right here would be the tiny leaves of the chamise. And I thought I had another one. No, let's see. Right here. Let's see if you can identify everything on this one. So go ahead and pause the video. Maybe you could ask some questions, do some compare and contrasting of these different leaves. Go ahead and pause the video. All right, let's see how you did. So this one obviously is the daughter vine, the witch's hair. What else? Oh, this would be the seed from the yucca. This would be the flower from the yucca. This would be the berries from the manzanita. This would be an oak gall from a scrub oak. This, I don't think we would know. This is a California cucumber, and this is a leaf from the California cucumber, fast growing vine. So again, hopefully you found these lessons intriguing and interesting. Please take a picture of all of your sketches, and you can email those to Mr. Cranock or Mrs. Reynolds or Mr. Vandergriff. Email those to your teacher. We really want to see them, and any questions you have about the chaparral plant community. And hopefully this video and this lesson was helpful.